Hey everyone. So I used to work at a Boy Scout camp where we would do a wilderness survival program. This is when I was a teenager, and I'd take teenagers younger than me, and we go to the middle of the woods, and they only had a few hours, and all they had was a knife. And with that knife, they needed to build a shelter to spend the night. So in order to relive my glory days as a 17-year-old, rather than get picked on in high school, what I'm choosing to do is go ahead and recreate said shelter. So I got nothing else on me except for wilderness protection there. Other than that though, all I have is a knife. I picked out the location and I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleared out. Also, it's not entirely true that all I brought was just what you saw. I technically have my camera equipment and there's zero sugar Mountain Dew. My body is a machine that turns zero sugar Mountain Dew into mountain man business. This is the area we're working with. It's just in the middle of an aspen grove of trees. As you can see, nothing else. And there's this nice clearing where I scared a bunch of deer off. So we're gonna go ahead and finish clearing that out. I'm gonna probably move the camera and the tripod over there, and we'll build our little shelter through here. So, as you can see, we have a nice little clearing here. We're gonna build a little bed right there. That's the clearing right behind me that we just made. I'm gonna go off into the woods and start gathering wood, and we'll time lapse that right now. You know, I know I shouldn't drink caffeine, or probably soda at all for that matter, but it's zero sugar, so you know, if it's good for the white girl, it's good for me. And zero sugar Mountain Dew. I'm gonna take this dead tree down. So I was just listening to music, chopping wood, having a grand old time, getting about pieces of equal length for the bed sit up. I got a little too overzealous with it and just tore my skin up. Created a blister and then ripped it all in like 2 swings. So be careful out there cutting wood. Okay, so we have a handful of pieces about the same length. I do need to clean them up slightly just to, you know, get them a little bit more even. I have them propped up by another piece right here, and this is going to be the foundation of our bed. And so the goal with the bed is we're going to prop up 2 bigger pieces on the side, and then layer this in a kind of arrow-like pattern up or down either direction with pine needles. Now, as you can tell, we're in more aspen country here, and so when it comes to pine needles, they are sparse, but we should have enough to get like the foundations or basics of the bed for our little fort here that we're going to be making, our little survival fort. All right, it's starting to rain a little bit. but we will continue here with the survival fort. We will continue with the bed regardless of the rain. And I'm just kind of setting up the camera low. My tripod doesn't get low enough, so it's on a log. But we have some cut sticks here. And on the side of our bed, we're gonna go ahead, push it in, and kind of hammer the stakes in. I'm gonna break that off actually to get the little thicker end. We're gonna drive that thicker end on the side of our bed here. What that's gonna do is that's gonna prevent our bed from being pushed out or rolling. Just kind of keep it a little more pushed in. Obviously, if you had paracord, you would do more of this work with paracord. Since we don't have that, we're doing it with just a knife. And we're gonna do that on both sides. So, go ahead and stake it in there. I'm gonna stake it in there next. Okay, so here we have two stakes in a higher combination of logs. And what we're gonna do is that'll let us fill that in with our bedding. So I'm gonna go collect that right now, get that filled in, and then we will have a survival bed. All right, so we just finished, well, almost finished the bed here. This is the progress in what we have. Okay, so again, we're putting the pine needles in a zigzagging pattern, and I didn't do it through the feet yet. This will cover the bulk of the body. As you can see, we've staked in the ends there. And let's give it a shot. Pine needle bed. Go ahead. Sit down into it. Ooh, the sun is in my eyes. Anywho, I can't see anything. Pine needle bed. It's actually very comfortable, and that's not me just being that guy. It really is very comfortable. And then obviously any other insulation, so a space blanket, a tarp, pad, sleeping bag, whatever you have stacked onto here would be great. And now for the next. Okay, now that we have the bed, the next step would be the actual cover, hence what all these sticks are. And that would just be as simple as, even between live trees is a great, kind of acts as those stakes on a bigger scale. You can stack stuff up, build a lean-to across, pull these closer. Another option would be to pull these closer, stack them up over this way. But for the time being, we'll just stick with the survival bed and go under the stars. Okay, so the bed concludes part one of building an epic bushcraft. Part one of building an epic forest base. Yeah.